Blueprints, books, a microscope, nothing that would shed light on the status of the research. There's nothing in there. No lost files. Nothing. Only what's been there already on first sight. The bunks for the research team are behind this.
Bent, would you please close the door to our private quarters? I don't think you have any business in here.
Of course I have business in here. It was my bedroom once.
Right, but all your belongings were removed after you'd left. I oversaw that myself. And now, close the door please, or I'll really make a fuss.
The values of the blue-green algae decreased over the past few months. But why?
I would appreciate it if you stopped doing this. I'm waiting for an important call.
From whom?
I don't think that's any of your business.
The intercom system for communication on the rig. Continental calls can only be made from the radio room. A bread knife. An ordinary pot holder. You put it on like a glove to take things out of the oven. He's trying to ignore me. I'm sorry, I didn't want to show you up.
If you're looking for Lissa, she's in the office lab. I'm sure you can find the way on your own.
Are you still angry with me?
Of course I am. If you hadn't cared more about the planet than about your own family, we might still be one.
Maida never told me that she was ill.
How could she? You were never there. You didn't see the nosebleeds when they began. You didn't catch her when she fainted. You didn't even take her to the hospital when it was already too late.
If she'd only told me.
But she didn't, because she thought you'd notice it someday. Well, no such luck.
Duva, I'm sorry.
Good to know. Anything else?
So, how's life as the head of research on Atlas 11?
How do you think it is? It makes me sick. I still can't believe that I wanted to be like you once.
You have a lot of responsibility now. The future of the world depends on you and your research.
The future of the world is not my future. I don't want to end up like you, Father. I want to have a life, a family, but I'm stuck here instead.
Do you really hate your life this much?
Well, c'est la vie. That's how it is.
The algae you presented was bottom of the barrel. I think I deserve an explanation.
You are wrong. The sample was from one of our most powerful cultures.
I don't believe you. When I was still here, the algae could do much better than that.
I think you are fooling yourself. The algae really wasn't that much stronger in the past.
But it was stronger, and it would have convinced the investors without any effort on my part.
If you say so.
Again, what's wrong with the algae?
Let's see. No one is interested in it. We can't find a selling market. Research is insanely expensive, and no one wants to pay for it anymore.
But we do have a potential investor now.
Only as long as your scam is not exposed.
It won't be exposed if you tell me where the real algae is.
The real algae? I see. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I just want to know what happened to my algae.
That's exactly the problem. It's not your algae anymore. Your son is responsible for your life's work now. It doesn't matter if anybody here likes it or not. You're out of the picture.
See you later. Lissa's old washing machine. Still up and running. A few lab coats and 2 pairs of jeans, nothing of interest. This controls the entrance to the lock. The pressure hosing for the lock runs behind it. Even if I had the key for the door, I don't think I would find anything useful behind it. My old do-it-yourself antenna. Who would have thought that thing still existed? It's a bit loose. Why doesn't anybody see to it the thing doesn't fall to pieces? There. Much better. The terminal in the corner over there can be used to operate the door to the airlock. The pump regulates the air pressure in the lab, and it works best if left alone. This door leads to the H2 lab. At this time of day, it's usually locked. Just like I thought, locked. This door leads to the office laboratory.
No one has tried to startle me that incompetently in the last 2 years. Hello, Bent. It's good to see you.
I thought I'd drop by to see if everything is well. What? Isn't an old retiree allowed to visit his former colleagues?
Of course he is. But I know you well enough to know that this is not the only reason. But maybe you'll prove me wrong.
Duva hates me.
I know. He still blames you for Meta's death.
And he's right.
She was sick, Bent, and she didn't tell you.
Because she knew I would never give up my work for her.
Quite the opposite. You would have given up everything for her, and she didn't want to be responsible for that. The tendency for self-sacrifice must be a family trait.
How is Duva?
Ask him yourself.
Whenever I try to talk to him, all he does is rant.
Oh, don't listen to that. I think he's much better than he wants people to know.
He hates life on the oil rig.
If he really hated it, he would be long gone. Don't worry. He's doing okay.
What happened to the algae?
What are you talking about?
I saw the presentation for the investors. The algae you presented was terribly weak.
Oh, Bent, you are exaggerating.
Do you have any idea how embarrassed I was?
I can understand how you feel, but please stay out of this.
But
trust me, it's better this way.
Lissa, what's going on here? You are keeping something from me.
Bent, please. We've already discussed this. The current situation is no one's fault. We've just fallen on hard times.
You say it's not my responsibility anymore. Do you know how you sound?
No, Bent. How do I sound?
Like my shrink.
How fitting. Dr. Lissa Hinrichs, official shrink for the Svensson family. Yeah, that has a ring of truth to it.
It's true, I'm not responsible for the research anymore, but I helped to build this whole project. I deserve an answer.
If you were at the presentation, you already know the answer. We don't have any money left. That means no new instruments, no repairs, no qualified experts. And if the research gets worse, we get fewer investors. A vicious circle.
What does money have to do with the decrease in algae power?
We work under a lot of pressure and under horrible conditions. In a situation like that, mistakes happen, and the algae suffers from it.
I'll find out what's going on.
Please, don't. I'm just worried about you.
Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
I can see you are busy. Do you want to continue our conversation later?
The only important thing is that we do continue it. Why don't we meet in the kitchen later and cook together? In about 2 hours when my shift ends?
Sure. Great idea.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
The microscope was my last acquisition before I had to hand over clinical research management to Duva. Our internal communication system. Is the intercom still working?
Yes, but you still can't make a continental call. Who do you want to call?
You'll see.
Hey, Alyssa.
It's not me! It's Bent!
Oh, Dr. Svensson. Good to hear you. What can I do for you?
Is there a message for me?
Nope, nothing. Do you expect a call?
No, I just thought people had heard of my return.
Oh, trust me, they did. And partly because of me.
I thought as much. Call the office lab if something comes in.
Sure. Anything else?
I want you to page someone.
Who?
Page the doc.
Was there an accident?
No,
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm feeling out my options.
That's interesting. Barney's intern collapsed from too much work and has to be traded. That's why the doc doesn't have time right now.
I got it. Thanks.
Anything else?
Page Barney.
I think he's in his office right now. Why don't you call him yourself?
You're right. Would be the faster way.
Anything else?
Page my son.
And what do you want me to tell him?
Tell him to come to the office lab.
All right.
Why do you page him when he's in the next room?
Dr. Svensson? He said he's on his noon break and he sees no reason to interrupt it. But you might be glad to hear that he's in the room next door. Why don't you just go over to him?
Understood. Thank you.
See? I'm not alone with my opinion.
Yes, right. I know.
Can I do anything else for you?
Tell him he should come to the radio room.
The radio room? Why?
Because you have a message for him?
I do?
Yes. Tell him his girlfriend is calling.
Sir, yes, sir.
Are you trying to find out more about his private life?
Well, he doesn't tell me anything.
Oh dear.
Your son just laughed and hung up.
Fine, thanks. His wife is waiting for him to call back.
I'll tell him. Hear you later.
His wife? Don't you think he would have told you if he'd gotten married?
Your son isn't married, Dr. Svensson.
Now I know.
Is there anything else you want?
Don't tell him anything. Just tell him to get there.
No, that will sound implausible.
Fine. Then tell him... Oh, don't tell him anything.
So you don't want me to page him?
No, I'll get back to you later.
Okay, bye. Doctors.
Speaking.
I want you to
Who?
page my...
And what do you want?
Tell him to come to the engine room.
Yes, sir.
Why do you send him to the engine room?
Well,
I'm back.
so?
He said that if a worker wanted to know something, he should come to him and not the other way around.
Duva doesn't seem to like to touch base with the workers.
You didn't either 2 years ago.
I was playing cards with Jacob and the boys once a week.
Jacob hasn't been working here for 7 years.
Oh,
Anything else?
that's nonsense. Just leave it.
Just call me if you change your mind. Later.
Barney speaking.
It's me, Bent.
Ah, perfect timing, old warhorse. I wanted to know how long you're going to stay with us.
I don't know yet.
No problem. But notify me on time so I can organize transport and accommodation on land. You just tell me where you want to go, and it will be done.
Thanks, Barney. About my return trip. I think we'll be leaving soon.
What does soon mean exactly?
Soon means that you can prepare everything for our departure.
Okay, will you need a helicopter, or will you take the one you arrived in?
I'd rather use Augie's old military helicopter.
No problem. It means fewer expenses for us. Do you need anything else?
I want you to make an appointment for us at Energy Oslo
For what day and reason?
for tomorrow, and tell them we want to show them Svensson's blue-green algae.
Wait a second. Okay. Is that all?
Please make a reservation at a hotel for me.
I take it you want to go to the conference Faye mentioned. I can recommend the Grand Welcome Inn in downtown Oslo, or the Garden City Hotel near the Botanical Garden.
Please make a reservation at the Garden City Hotel.
My pleasure.
Oh, I'll see to it myself.
As you like.
Any news on the investors?
They still have a hard time believing what you showed them. And to be quite honest, so do I. Honestly, it couldn't have been the algae alone that did that, could it?
No, of course not.
What were you thinking?
I didn't have a choice. Indes wants to buy the algae and destroy it, and his plan would have worked if he hadn't tampered with the presentation.
But the deceit will be exposed and then no one will trust us with their money anymore.
The investors probably won't. But we're just buying time right now. The committee in Oslo is what's important, and that's why I'm here.
I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't follow.
That's all right, as long as you still trust me. And, don't tell Faye about my little stunt, please.
So you do feel guilty?
Let's just say she thinks the world of us, and I don't want to disappoint her.
You've really made a mess of things, haven't you?
I know. Can we talk about something else, please? I just felt like chatting a bit. We haven't seen each other in a long time, after all.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm really busy with the investors right now. But as soon as I'm done here and the last suit has left the rig, I'll come over to you. That sound like an idea?
That sounds like a great idea.
Good.
So long.
Okay. See you later.
Yes, Duva Svensson speaking.
Hello, Duva. It's me.
Please don't keep the line busy, Father. I'm expecting an important call.
I just wanted to... So he doesn't listen to me, too.
Your son is a bit complicated. What was he like in puberty, I wonder?
I don't know. This is the first stop upon entering the lab each morning. The locker with the lab coats. I don't know this locker. It must be new. Search done. The locker is empty. This is the locker. This lab coat looks familiar. Ha! I knew it. It's my old lab coat.
Huh? The one in the locker?
I didn't think you'd keep it.
Are you getting sentimental? Duva is wearing it sometimes when he's cleaning up.
This is where we store all the cultures from our research. A sample of each blue-green algae culture we grew. The number of different samples is huge. I have to know exactly what I'm looking for. I met Lissa at university. That was 30 years ago.
No, wait. 31. The first year I didn't want to have anything to do with you because you were such a horrible smartass.
That's not true. I was a charming young man.
See? Just like I said.
Don't forget to drink water.
I know.
The research records are kept here. First, I need a clue as to what I'm looking for. Samples that have to be tested go in here. It's empty already. I can use this instrument to determine the chemical composition of different substances. I only have to put the material to be tested in the test tube behind that lid, and then I can start the process. The electronic system Lissa and I developed will do the rest. I have to put something in the test tube behind. One of my old algae samples. What's it doing here? My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. Ah, the smell. And each place in the lab smells differently. These smells bring back some great memories. Dr. Bent Svensson, Chief of Research. Oh well. I must have taken the sample right before my breakdown. It's barely legible, but there's something written in my hand. D54H. D54. That's the delta algae, our most powerful culture. I just don't understand why Duva didn't present it earlier today. Let's see. Where is the file for D54H? A, B, D32, B15, and here's A again. What a mess. Huh. Looks like this will take longer than I thought. Damn it. I searched the whole cabinet 3 times and still no sign of D54H. So where the devil is it? D54H. Where is the delta algae? Nothing. That's weird. Lissa?
Yes?
Have you seen the delta algae file? What?
You haven't been here for 10 minutes and already you're going through the paperwork.
Do you have the file or not?
No, and I suggest you stop searching for it. Just trust me. It's for your own good.
So long.
See you later.
This is old watch. The usual. White lab coats, blue jeans, and golden towels? Who do those belong to? I should pump the water out first. Water pumped out, ready to unload. Is that towel really golden? How tacky. Hotel La Comte du Roy, Barcelona. 5 stars. Good grief. How did this get here? No one here can afford to stay at a 5-star hotel. A golden towel with a name embroidered on it. A golden towel with a name Good grief, no one smells freshly laundered, which is also why it's still dripping wet. Duva,
What?
Where is the file on the delta algae?
It should be in the cabinet. If it isn't, I have no idea.
And what happened to the delta algae itself?
I guess that's in the file. Too bad it's gone missing.
See you later. I don't understand. Where did you get the money for such an expensive hotel?
That's none of your damn business.
I thought you didn't have any money. And yet you are traveling to a 5-star hotel in Barcelona?
That's my private life, do you hear me? It's no concern of yours. So why don't you get lost and never come back? I told you! Bugger off!
Calm down. I just want to ask you a question.
Ask. And then you'd better spend the rest of your days somewhere else. I can't stand it when someone noses around in my personal life.
See you later.
Barney speaking.
It's me again.
Hey, what can I do for you?
About my... I'm still not...
Take your time.
Please make a reservation at the Hotel Le Comte du Roy in Barcelona.
Are you sure about that?
Of course. I have a secret weakness for decadent 5-star hotels.
That's not what I meant. The Du Roy is a very special hotel.
Is it a brothel?
No. It specializes in male guests, but it's not a brothel. Let's just say that most workers on this rig won't like it there.
But Duva liked it there.
I don't want to get involved in this. Have Duva explain it to you, or find out for yourself. Can I help you with anything else?
What about...
It's a perfectly normal hotel, and neither I nor you or Lissa or the doc belong to it. But Duva does.
So long.
Hey ho!
I want you to
Who?
page my...
And what do you want?
Tell him his friend called.
All right.
How did you find out Duva is gay? Oh, Ben, don't look at me like that. You two can't even agree on the weather. Why would he tell you about his sexual orientation?
But I would have been fine with it. Do I really know nothing about my own son?
Oh, he's on his way. What do you want me to tell him when he gets here?
Tell him his father misses him.
Oh, okay. I hope he won't get angry.
Oh, but he will.
This is Lissa's bed. The only thing this got me is a bad conscience. In the past, that was my bed. Now Duva sleeps here. I don't like to do this, but I don't have a choice. Aha, if that isn't the lost file. That's strange. The data collection ended on February 20th this year. They either recorded later values somewhere else, or they abandoned research on the D45H project. That doesn't make any sense, though. Why would they discard our best algae? The lost file about the delta algae. The data collection was discontinued. What happened? What happened on February 20th? Why did you stop working on the delta algae?
Bent, you don't want to know.
2 years ago, I almost worked myself to death on the delta algae culture. Of course I want to know.
There was an accident.
An accident?
Yes, a fire broke out in the algae station. It destroyed the whole culture.
What about the samples? You did take samples before it happened, didn't you?
No, there was a mistake. I thought Duva was responsible for taking samples that day, and he thought I was. It was a stupid misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
Where are you going?
I don't want to imply anything, but something's wrong here, and I won't rest until I know exactly what it is.
Why don't you listen to me? It was an accident.
Sadi, come in, please. Ben says the investors are convinced. You must have been wrong.
No, Faye, I wasn't wrong. The algae is too weak. It won't save the world.
But it even convinced the investors.
You didn't see what I saw, Faye. I can't believe in it anymore. We made a really big mistake.